Hey everybody, welcome back to Heartland Rebuilds. If you can't tell, it is really early, and I made a great decision today, actually a couple days ago, and I was like, hey, you know what? This isn't good enough. I should get another one, but not one of these. No, I'm gonna get rid of this because that's just what I do. So instead, I bought another car, but it's 7 hours away. And it's almost 5 in the morning. So I'm going to get on the road. So hopefully this is going to be a good video. Stay tuned and figure out which car I got. I wasn't really speeding too much, but made it down here in about 6 hours, and I'm just waiting for delivery here. There it is. Oh, not that crash thing. That one. I drove 6 hours across country for. Hopefully it's got keys. That's good. Get on the door. Bounce around for the next few hours. Okay. That's definitely broken. Well, here it is, 2017 Chevy Volt, the premium package. So, from the damage here, I don't know if they slid into a curb or what, but it just exploded the wheel, the rotor, and the lug nuts. Although that looks like it's kind of wobbled out, so may have not have had the lug nuts on very tight, and then just slowly just broke, and then shattered the wheel and all kinds of good stuff, which then went into that and into the frame a little bit, which is more or less cosmetic. Punctured the windshield washer reservoir. Didn't touch anything important over there, but it did tear the boot on the half shaft here, which then squirted out all the good bits, oil all over everything, grease, and somehow then also broke the caliper and the brake line. So I need to get a new brake line, caliper, which should come with this bracket, and then the bolts for it. And then get that bolted on, new rotor pads, new hub assembly. The good news is most of this stuff is common for the Cruze, so it's pretty cheap, because Cruze is a cheap car. So it's about like 300 bucks ish to fix all this, minus the fender, because that's I'm gonna beat that back. But, oh yeah, and then the bumper cover here, it's got a big chunk missing out of it, which couldn't tell if it was just a shadow or paint or what, but it's definitely a hole. There's a hole, and yeah. So now just gotta get this thing up in the air so I can start working on it before it gets really cold. So I'm getting this fender pulled back away from this door so I can get this door back open. I took that little liner in there, gonna push that back, and this was shoved inside of that little spot over there. So when this wheel just exploded from whatever, it sent part of it into the door jamb area here. So that would probably explain why this is all torn up from just exploding factory wheel. Cool. Finally able to get this thing actually in the air, relatively safe, unless somehow this two boards fail, and then I can get working on this thing. Gotta clean all this crap out and figure out what I gotta work with. I just got the caliper and everything pulled off, the bracket. The rotor's pretty foobarred. This I'm gonna have to get a cutoff wheel and cut this out so I can get to that nut and get that thing pulled apart. Side note, once I do have that apart, and this dust shield's kind of beat up, I could probably fix that. This lower ball joint here, that looks like that went for a ride. Yeah, so I have to get a new lower ball joint too. That's one thing after another. Alright, now I can get to the nut. I got everything wiped down here, so it looks like there's not a lot of damage to everything. It's actually pretty decent shape. The washer fluid reservoir split. Might be able to just plastic weld that back together once I get it off. The fender up here, the structural part, is kind of mangled, but I might be able to straighten that out or leave it. Doesn't really do much. I mean, structurally it probably would, but it doesn't really do much for this. Just the wheel smacking it. The hub assembly here, I got this cut off, so now I can get that nut off for the half shaft. And dust cover, I'm just going to straighten out once I get it off. And the ball joint is definitely kind of mangled. And I gotta get that brake line off, hopefully reseal it without too much problems. Yeah, then new hub, new wheel, tire, lug nuts, and fender liner. Might be able to straighten that fender out a little bit just to get by for now. Like to replace that. And the front bumper cover, yeah, this corner is kind of missing some things. So otherwise it doesn't look too bad.